Welcome back to Zoomin' with the Zims. In our last episode, we were finishing up in New Orleans and had a great time out there. But now it's time to get back to the trailer and deal with some more problems. Still have to figure out the washing machine. We found out that CL means clean mode.
Fill the blue line and the bleach line. Switch it to the clean cycle and hold start to start.
The touch panel is broken, so the start button doesn't work, but it does if you spam it. I just mess with it and I just keep pressing the button and eventually it starts and we now have a washing machine.
So far so good.
We did a quick stop at Defuniak Springs, I never know how to say it, on the way to explore.
And then after Defuniak Springs, our friends were up in Malone, Florida, have a nice little farm. We parked the trailer underneath the tree. They have all these live oak trees. But yeah, they took us to see their horses and on some four-wheeler rides.
Hi, you're so pretty. You're so pretty.
We had a good time hanging out up there in Malone, Florida.
It was great to see friends, but equally important, they have horses. I love horses, so it's great to get to spend time with them on their little farm and explore. So we were going to spend a few days in Tallahassee, but this was back in January when that really crazy cold front came in. It was like 15 degrees at night. So we didn't want our water pipes to freeze again. So we just hightailed it towards further south in Florida. But we did stop because I'm trying to get a picture of every state capital. We stopped at Tallahassee on the way south to take the iconic shot of the Florida Capitol building. We decided to cut our visit short in Tallahassee because there is a cold front coming in and high winds tonight, later on tonight, and we would rather avoid that. So we're just going to keep heading south. But the flowers here are so pretty.
So searching for the state capitol. Turns out you got to find the right one if you want the right picture. They have an old state capitol in front of the old one, which you got some nice pictures of, but then we had to go find the real state capitol.
Do better, Florida. That's really confusing.
So after finishing in Tallahassee, we made it to Crystal River, and this was the very first of our RV resorts that we stayed at. We signed up for a 1,000 Trails membership. It was recommended to us by others that are doing this full time. We looked into it. They have subscription service. We might go into that in another video, but long story short, we've got a second-hand purchase to a lifetime membership to 1,000 Trails. So essentially it was a one-time fee, and now we're trying to stay at every 1,000 Trails we can to avoid racking up campground fees. So the very first one we went to was Crystal River, and we'll walk you through what that campground was like.
What was this one called? First 1,000 Trails?
Crystal Isles Encore RV Resort.
During our stay in Crystal River, we stayed at Crystal Isles Encore RV Resorts. Very clean pool, very hot tub. Some disc golf nets, volleyball net, horseshoe, basketball, basic little hotel gym, and pickleball. There's a group that comes out and plays 9 a.m. every morning. Convenient little ramp. Doesn't take long to make it out of the canal, out to the river. And if you want, you can kayak all the way out to the bay that has all the springs, King Springs and Three Sister Springs. More premium sites all around the lake. Haven't seen any alligators yet, it's too cold.
So we set up camp, and this is our setup here at Crystal Isles, and we got to do some pretty fun things while we were here.
So it was really nice being in warm weather in Florida at an RV park with a hot tub. The warm weather inspired us to start trail running again, which is one of the things we really enjoy doing together.
So while we were at this RV resort, we found several trails that we could run on from the RV park. So we'll go through our favorite one here.
No, we did 6.
Right there.
Massive crab. That's so cool.
Saying hi. In the morning, saw a lot of birds out on this trail. You gotta keep going.
Alright, let's see it.
Woo! Looks fun.
Hey, don't step on it. I don't want your weight. Yeah. Not under that. Woo.
And another awesome thing about this RV resort location, it's right off of Crystal River itself, and it has a little canal that connects up to the river.
All the kayak rentals in the Crystal Springs area, which is where all the manatees are ridiculously expensive. So I'm like, rather than waste money on renting kayaks, let's just get some on Facebook Marketplace. And so we did.
Well, that was the launch at Crystal River. Leah's waiting for me like normal. We'll go check out the river. It's a little bit late in the day, it's getting cold and the gnats are terrible. Finally made it out on the Crystal River. I don't think we're gonna make it all the way to the springs. Well, how was it?
It was great. I love kayaking. And I love the fact that they're yellow. It's like the best color. 10 out of 10. Zachary. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get out of a canoe and you keep your feet dry.
There you go.
Not impressed with myself, actually.
And the last thing that we did, of course, once you're there, you have to see the manatees. I actually had no idea that that was a thing once we, before we got there. And the manatees were, because it was so cold, there were so many of them.
So basically, it's a giant bay, lots of hot springs. Most of them are roped off to protect the manatees, but there's one public park called Hunter Springs. During the winter, there's hot springs in that bay, and you can go out and swim with real manatees. It was very intimidating for me, actually. They're huge. They're so much bigger than I am. And I was actually pretty nervous getting in the water with them at first, but they're friendly and chill, and they just do their own thing and completely ignore you. So it was an amazing experience, though.
Yeah, the water is a steady 72 degrees coming out of the springs. So once you get close to the spring, it actually felt really good to swim in the water.
I am so excited. We are going swimming with manatees. We are staying near Hunter Springs, which has tons of manatees. Putting on our gear, and we're about to go in. There are so many manatees in the springs this morning.
And so that was our first experience with Crystal River. We loved it there. There's plenty more to do in the area. Our next episode is going to be dedicated to Crystal River because there were multiple other excursions that we had, visiting the hot springs from the park. It was a really cool experience. So we got a lot more to go over. We can't fit it into one video. So come back next time and see what it's like in Crystal River, Florida.
We loved it. Totally worth it if you're in the area. Before you leave, please like and subscribe. Thanks for joining.
See you next time.